before we can even fix that. Because nobody's going to give a fuck about that until we give a fuck about us. Yes, let's talk about it. I got something to say.
Yeah, please.
This right here, the unity that we need right here is to take care of our human animal selves so we can take care of the other animals that are on this planet. You worry about how they being treated? How about what the fuck we been treated? Do you understand how I feel? I gotta walk around on eggshells because I don't know if I'm gonna get killed for being me? Do you understand that there's major oppression happening to all cultures, but those who have benefited from the oppression for all this fucking time? I'm mad. I stay enraged because I see how you don't fucking care. You like to go on Facebook. People love to go on Facebook and be a keyboard ninja, but when it comes face to face, that's why I'm out here. Malcolm X was out here for this reason. A lot of the street preachers back in the 60s and civil rights were out because you know that you need to actually get mad. You can't just sit there and hope people get it. You gotta make them get it. You gotta say, hey, this is some bullshit. We need to take care of ourselves way better. And I'm not mad at you for what you're doing, but I see the rhythm, the consistency of dealing with other animals and things. We're not dealing with ourselves. Is that too daunting? Is that too daunting to stand out for people? I'm done. Oh, you have it.
The way we see it is that all oppression's interconnected, right? And just because, you know, we do bad things to humans doesn't mean we should treat animals with disrespect. Now, humor me for a second. Now, if you raised every child on this planet, right? Every child that was now born on this planet, and you said that life of that chicken should be granted with respect, and they should be allowed to live that life, and you said that that fish in the ocean who will never meet should be allowed to live the life they want to live in the ocean without human oppression or exploitation, then do you think that child would ever grow up to oppress another human if they felt that all species or all beings, regardless of how they looked or if they had feathers or scales or wings or whatever form they took, you know, I think that child would learn to respect all life, including indeed our own, if we taught them that every species should be allowed to live that life. Now, what you say is completely true, and we're not ever going to tell you that what you're saying isn't true because it's valid to the very core, and your anger, I think, is beautiful because you stand up and you care, but that doesn't mean that we don't care about your oppression too just because we're here standing up for the animals. They are in violence too, and they suffer as well. And the way we see it is that the root of all oppression and all evil is the idea that some lives matter more than others.
Thank you.
Absolutely, and that's the root of all evil. So if we can tackle evil on every level, which includes evil to animals as well, that's how we can create true peace and equality. Because while there's violence in our plates, we will always have violence on the streets as well.
No, I completely agree with you. I really do. And my stance and opinion, my protest, my anger, my ideas don't come from we all aren't equal. Like, I pray every time and thank the animal and the farmers that have helped me sustain myself when I eat, because I know everything that goes into it, from the gas to get there, from the work of the farmers, from actually the life of these delicious animals. So I get that, but what I don't see and what I'm actually pressing for is the same type of gathering for human beings. For us to stand up just as much as you're standing up for the animals and human beings. I think the same thing you think. If we teach children the proper way to treat each other mindful and with respect, they will respect this planet. Things will go in a way that is very much in unison, in harmony. So you're correct about what every oppression on all levels, but we really have a big problem with the human relation, especially because of race and sex. Women get treated horribly. People of color in this world get treated horribly. And I cannot not say what I have to say because I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it because I'm always on the verge of tears. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of being thought that I'm something that I'm not. I'm tired of being without. I'm tired of being ignored. I'm tired of being marginalized.
There's over 70 billion animals who are in this situation. Will you take the mic just so we can hear you?
There's over 70 billion animals every year who are in this situation. There's about 7 billion humans. That's a larger group, and I believe that when you are consuming that energy, that negativity, that's what fuels you to be disrespectful and hateful to other humans. And that's what we're here. We all support all love and all compassion for all humans, but how do we begin to make everything better, contend to everyone? We have to start by how we feel ourselves. If you feel yourself with positivity, good energy, and love and compassion, you will have nothing else but to put out love and compassion and just respect for everyone. But if you are consuming that negative energy, you won't have the energy to expel love to others. And that's what we are here to say, you know? Does that make sense?
You're completely correct. I agree with you 100%, because you are what you eat. You are what you take in, what you think, who you're around. Your friends, your family, anything that you are, your community is you. I agree completely. I hope you don't think that I'm being negative, because I'm just angry about a whole situation, a whole ideal that needs to be destroyed. And the peacefulness didn't really work. People just say whatever. Now everything's coming back up because you have one icon that decides to say whatever, so people are now starting to show their true colors. That means it didn't go away. I understand what you're concerned with, and I know what I'm concerned with. Because peace, love, happiness, companionship, understanding, and compassion are my ideals. But at the same time, I sing. I'm a street performer in Portland. I mostly sing. I just started actually releasing this emotion recently. People love it when I step and fetch, give them a good old attention time. But when I tell the truth, they're like, fuck that. We want you to step and fetch. We want you to sing and dance. I'm not supposed to have any type of opinion in the streets, because it's not a presentation like at the club, like Chris Rock or Cat Williams or Dave Chappelle. It's not funny either, because this is real. What you're doing is real, and I'm not telling you to stop. I'm just trying to say include everything, like everything. I've been past a lot, and it seems like it's a consistent trend. Just shake it up. Let's see it all. That's all I'm saying. And what I got angry at is the truth of being angry, because peace, love, compassion is not being shown towards me. I'm not trying to consume that hate. It is all that's on the plate for me to get. I have to dim myself. I grew up in Portland. I grew up here in West Lynn, actually, Lake Oswego. Imagine that life. A little black boy in the boonies. I was told I was different by them, not my parents. I found out something was wrong with me by my classmates. And I have to carry that with me and still have compassion for my fellow man. I do. And I forgive, because if I can't forgive you, then I don't deserve forgiveness. But man, people need to see that it all starts not just how we treat the animals and the plants, it's how we treat ourselves, and how you treat yourself, how you get up in the morning, what you think you deserve. Because if you wake up and you say, I'm better than someone else, you're really worse. And that's all I want. I just want us to unite as a world, so I don't have to be angry anymore. So I don't have to be scared anymore. So I don't have to worry about anybody anymore. So we can have that love and compassion. But my fuel comes from stop this shit right the fuck now. Period.
But so does ours as well, and just because we're here doing this one day doesn't mean that we don't support other groups as well, and we don't support other movements as well. This is one thing that we do one evening once a week, right? But we've got 6 other days of the week where we could be doing other things. You know, I'm not saying that everyone does do that, but we can fight and care about more than one issue at a time. And as we said before, all oppression is interconnected. And you just mentioned then about feeling different, and you mentioned then about valuing some life over others. And this is the root of all evil, like I said. But would you not agree then that when you buy these products, or you consign an animal to die for you in whatever form, you're viewing other life as being different, and you're viewing them as being beneath you? I guess my question is, what justification do you have to hurt these other animals, even though you yourself are in a situation where, you know, you fear for your life, or you have times where you fear for your life? How does that justify you paying for others to die for you?
Well, I recently became a vegetarian because I felt exactly what you said. I don't know this animal. I'm not raising this animal. I don't know where they're coming from, and I respect it as an entity. Before that, I was just being thankful when I was being fed. But another reason is that made me vegetarian has actually nothing to do with the respect or disrespect of animals. It has to do with the things that are going in our foods that are then going in us. And I'm like, wait, I don't know where this shit's coming from. I don't want whatever it is that they're putting in it. And you are correct. Any oppression towards any species, any animal or whatever, it all is interconnected. And I'm not trying to tell you to not do your protest. I'm just saying the inclusiveness. And you guys all have cameras. You guys all have numbers. Take this with you and give that to other people who are tired of not only your causes, but of the same one as mine. That's all I'm saying. Like, let's unify on a completely inclusive
I guess, change. I I agree with you. I do. And do you know about how humans are treated within these industries as well, and how these industries target people of color? They target immigrants. They target working class people to work in these slaughterhouses where they have higher rates of suicide, depression, PTSD, drug and alcohol abuse, even more than the military. You know, they target individuals in poorer countries where they do shrimp farming, where they're forced into slave labor. So, you know, even within these industries where we oppress animals, there's human oppression as well, and this applies in the dairy and egg industries, and indeed where there's animal exploitation, there'll always be human exploitation. So if we can just cut the root source of the problem.
Do you feel like it is with the animal?
I feel that, for me, speciesism is one of the first forms of discrimination that we teach, because we teach children as soon as they're born that some animals are here for eating and some animals are here for loving. But if you taught every child, like I said before, as soon as they're born, to value all life, by the time they get into school where they start to taught to view someone differently because of the colour of their skin or because of the genitalia or sexual identity that they value upon themselves, by that point they've already learned to discriminate against animals and view animals as differently. So if we taught them from the moment that they're born that all life, regardless of sexuality, gender, ethnicity, whatever it is, or species, is equal in the basic respect they should be able to live that life, that's how we would solve all of this inequality. Because how could we live in a world where there's famine or hunger or racism or violence if we were taught that the life of every animal, no matter how small or insignificant they seem, should just be respected and allowed to live?
What about plant life?
What about plant life? So it takes up to 16 kilograms of plants to produce 1 kilogram of animal protein, that animal being beef, and then of course ratios go slightly down per animal, but sheep, cows, chicken, all the same. It requires vastly more plants to produce animal proteins, or indeed dairy and eggs, than it does plant protein. So I also care about plant life, which is one of the reasons I'm vegan, because by being vegan I consume less plants than I did, or I'm responsible for less plant deaths than I was before I was vegan.
So is it the amount of animals that we eat that's the issue?
No, it's the fact that we kill any animal.
You just made an argument that it was the amount.
No, it's not. I made an argument about the amount of plants that they killed for the production of animals.
Kill animal or plant life?
Plants, well, they're not conscious or sentient. They don't have a central nervous system, a brain, or pain receptors, or anything that suggests they're alive or sentient. So it's different.
That show that if you talk to plants or treat them well, that they thrive better.
So plants react to stimuli, so they react to the pressure or they react to the sunlight.
Are you saying that animals don't react to stimuli?
Animals are conscious. They have responses, or they have reactions, should I say, from the environmental stimuli they're given, whereas plants don't. So let's take a Venus flytrap. You get a Venus flytrap, the flytrap will close when the pressure stimuli is triggered. You could put a cigarette butt, you could put some rocks in there, the plant will always close. You go up to a pig and you give them a pile of rocks, the pig won't just eat the rocks because you put them in the mouth, because they have a conscious response to the stimuli.
A different reaction mechanism.
They have a chemical reaction. Okay.
If you stick a cigarette butt on a pig, will it not move every time?
No.
No, a pig won't move away from a burning cigarette butt every time?
Yeah, they'll move away, yeah.
So they react to stimuli that...
But it's a difference. There's a chemical reaction, there's a conscious reaction. So let's take a doorbell. You go up to a door and you ring a doorbell, the doorbell rings. It's had a reaction, but the doorbell's not sentient. It's reacted to the stimuli, which is the pressure being placed on the...
What about the studies that show when you talk loving words to a plant, they live better?
There's no... Can you cite me a study which says that plants are conscious or sentient?
Are you studying studies for your claims?
The animals are conscious and sentient. Yeah, the Cambridge study of sentience that was devised by Cambridge University that proved that animals were sentient and conscious.
I can't cite a study right now, but
okay.
If you Google it, there are many studies that show that plants thrive when they are treated.
Okay, so when they're spoken to, but will I find a study online that shows me that they're conscious, sentient, and feel pain?
That's a conclusion. Deciding something has consciousness is a conclusion. There's no study that can prove that.
Did you know that actually plants, so specifically fruits, the way that our planet has evolved?
So anyways, I made an original point. You still haven't dealt with that. You guys are making the argument that all life... You guys are making the argument that all life is valuable. What about plant life? Do you kill and eat?